Still can't believe it. Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? It's so nice. Welcome back to the Citystead, everyone. I am, of course, Josh, and today I thought I'd do something really fun. You can see that barn behind me is obviously not the Citystead. I stopped over at my parents today, and my dad has finished the garden for my mom. He redid the garden for my mom. She's always planted in-ground or mounds, stuff like that. My dad went all out this year and really built her a beautiful garden full of raised beds. So I really want to show you guys, because my mom is one of the biggest reasons that I garden, because she always gardened our whole life growing up. So it's something that I've kind of done, and we just always kind of continued on having a garden. So I thought it'd be really cool to show you. And I'm going to show you this chicken coop. I'm going to show you where we get our eggs from, the best eggs that we get. You know, obviously we can't get them all here because they have some, but we get a lot of eggs from them, and we really love those eggs that they grow. So here we go, guys. Are you ready? Boom! Look at that. Fantastic work.
Even the winds are asleep at this hour, and the clouds are laying low on the horizon upon pillows of more clouds. And the soft orange glow of the sleeping sky casts down on the sleeping earth.
What's kind of funny is that they actually have 7 acres, and I think that their garden space right here is just a little bit bigger than what we do at our place. So really, even when people have tons of acres, their gardens are actually really small. They're not gardening all of 7 acres or 5, 6, 7 acres, you know. People are usually doing something that's pretty easy to contain, something they can handle, because if you're like gardening, it's way different than kind of like farming. If you're farming, you obviously need way more space to do what you're doing, but most gardens are about this size. So he just finished this. I know they're still planting it out. They're still doing a little bit of work, and because they finished it just recently, they are a little behind as far as plants go, but they do have a lot of good stuff in here. I see a lot of some cabbage and stuff back there. You got a whole bed of okra. That's right, okra is a northern crop, people. A little bed of corn right here. What we got over here? We got some eggplants, looking pretty decent. If you look on the side here, my dad actually went through and built a really nice fence all the way around this, and he used cattle panels, which are one of the handiest things you could have on any homestead. You see right here how good it is, and then he put this chicken wire about halfway up it, you know, and the wire actually kind of goes out on the bottom there, so they can't dig underneath. They just won't be able to do it. He flared it outward, so that as they're trying to dig at that edge, they're hitting that net in, so they don't even get all the way under before they hit it. So flaring it out at the bottom, I think was a pretty good choice for helping keep those critters out. I tell you, they did such a great job with this garden. This layout is perfect. Lots of space for walking through here. The beds are all a really good size. These are cedar boards that they use, so these things are gonna last forever. Well, maybe not forever, but they're gonna last a really long time, as opposed to mine, which is just normal pine type wood. Mine will probably break down way sooner than theirs will. But I'm so impressed by how nice this garden looks. I really love it. I wish I had the I kind of wish I would go through and do something like this to my garden now. Just build a little bit better boxes and a little bit more better layout like this. I really enjoy it. So now we just got to get them putting some cattle panels up, so it looks like they're growing a bunch of cattle panels in here. They could really start maximizing that growing space. Like, look at this. Could you imagine one right here? We could have one right here. We could have another one right here. And grow everything vertically. It's coming. It's coming. They'll be doing it next year, I bet. I bet you next year we see a lot of cattle panels in here, in between all these beautiful beds they got. Being that it's been such a crazy year, and they finished these beds a little bit later than they wanted to, you know, they didn't really get to buy any plants, because man, plants have been going off the shelves like crazy. All the starts, all the seedlings have been just so hard to get. So they are trying to start some stuff from seed. Obviously, we're in the beginning of July right now, and it's freaking like 1,000 degrees outside. So really hard to start seeds in that kind of weather. So hopefully they do get some things started though, and maybe they can just get ready to have a really, really rockin' fall garden. I can see a lot of brassicas out here, cabbages, kales, all that good stuff. I can really see a lot of that happening. And I can still see a lot of stuff happening until then, but they are definitely a little bit far behind, a little bit further than I am, and I thought I was far behind, but you know what, they got the garden built, so next year it'll be that much better to start off, because having like a layout like this, when you go to plant out, you can really just rock it out. You got a really good solid layout. I think that's what really makes gardening a lot easier, is when you have something already in the works, a plan, so you kind of know I'm going to plant whatever in this box, or this box, and if you rotate them at all, it's easy to rotate because you're just basically rotating everything you put in one box into a different box and switching them around. So one good thing about raised beds that are all uniform in size like this is it's really easy to just interchange your plants for them. And you see that building right there? That's the new chicken coop. So come on, let's go over there and I'll show you what's going on in there. Alright, so my dad is still working on this little chicken coop here, but I'm going to show you a little bit what he's doing, because I just think it's so cool and I really like it. So you can see here, they put another one of those raised beds right out front, a little side deck here. Oh, and there's a door into the place, so let's go check it out and see the chickens. My dad originally bought this thing to be like a cabin to put over on his other property that he has, so you see us at a lot with the dome. But he decided that it would be better served to actually turn it into a chicken coop, which I think is actually a really good idea. So I put it through a couple windows in here because my mom's going to use this as her potting station, kind of her garden center office. You can see, you know, a lot of stuff going on. But there's the table, there's a lot of seeds down there, so she's been working out in here. They're getting it ready. It's not all the way done. Maybe when it's all the way done, I'll come give you guys another tour. But so this was really cool. They got the feed box right here. A really nice feed box. It's big. It's out into the open here, so they can store food inside. Keep it away from all the predators outside, all the little mice and all that. Stay inside. Spin that trash can over there. And then they also built a nesting box right here. And check the nesting box out. Super, super cool. What a nice layout. And a little bit of storage still, because that part over there has a roof. Right here, he's got a little automatic door. It's all rigged up. This is the little part for the chickens. There's that nesting box right here, a little roost right there for it. Super nice. The feed over there, and of course here's the little chickens. These are all the young chickens that they got, so they're a little more skittish around people. Actually, their adult chickens tragically have met their demise at the hand of a predator. So my dad is actually working on the chicken run right now, which is why the chickens are inside here, because he is in the middle of beefing it up a little more, the security wise on that. But what a nice little chicken coop, huh? And look at these guys. And girls, mostly girls. They'll be giving us eggs pretty soon, hopefully. This is the chicken yard right here. You can see they haven't been out here in a couple of days because of the predators, keeping them down, keeping them safe. They don't want to lose any more than they already lost. This used to be an old coop setup. My dad's already got it half torn down. And that used to be a run over there that was all fenced in, but something still managed to get inside of there. Most likely a raccoon, because it definitely looked like it tore some fence open. Like, wow, those things are crazy. But he is gonna beef up this whole area, and he's gonna build them a better enclosed area they definitely can't get to. He's got a lot of fence. He's gonna roll fence all under the floor here and wrap it up around the sides, and it's gonna be Fort Knox for sure, I'm sure, when my dad is done. So I think I'd love to come back and do a tour of what he does when he gets it all finished, but he's currently in the middle of working on it. you know, they've both worked through the whole pandemic thing, so they didn't have as much time as a lot of the rest of us had to try to fix things up. Well, there you go. They've been doing a lot of work over here, and it just looks awesome. If you guys remember, actually I probably have a clip I can throw in here of old video from when we picked watermelons, and this was all flat and open and just in-ground gardening. So seeing all these raised beds here, it's got me really excited. I just like seeing it, and I know it's going to be really good for my mom. It's definitely going to help protect her and her back from having to bend down working in the in-ground bed. So having these nice tall raised beds like that, it's going to be awesome for her and just save them a lot of back pains and knee pains. We'll be there one day when we get that old. Oh, let's go walk through the little orchard. You guys want to walk through the orchard? Probably never really seen the orchard before. Call it an orchard, but it's just a couple rows of fruit trees. But you can see over here we got an apple tree behind us. And then listen, and then look right here, boom! There are 2 rows of apple trees, and my mom makes some awesome apple sauce. I tell you what, one of my favorite things. And oh yeah, this thing's pretty loaded up with apples. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to have some apples. Lots of good apples. It's gonna be a good apple year, it looks like. So last year wasn't the greatest. You know, every other year seems to be really good and really bad. They also have some grapes. That thing is just nuts. So these things have been there since we were kids. These apple trees on this grapevine have been here since I was a kid growing up in this house. So man, it's been like almost 20 years ago when they bought this place, that these apple trees and grapes were there. So they've been here a real long time. That's really cool. I thought I'd show you guys the new garden they got going on because it just looks so darn good. And really happy for them to have a really nice garden like that they're going to be able to easily garden for a long time to come now. Especially once they figure out that predator problem. But now I did come over here because the kids and I are going to go swimming. So we are going to head over to the other property that they own, which is a little farther away from here, and we're going to get our swim on. So we'll see you guys later. Remember to be bold and grow bold, and as always, we'll see you in that very next video.